Yo, what is popping, guys? We are back on Pokemon Showdown today for the semifinals or conference finals, whatever you want to call it, for the PMC Orange League. We are facing Bronson and his Portland Poliwags. He was the best team in the regular season. I think the only losses he had were actually forfeit losses where he just didn't play. Otherwise, he maybe took one loss in the game that he played. And he actually forfeited to me in week 10, which guaranteed me the guaranteed me a playoff spot, and obviously kept our matchup more open because we felt we there was a very solid chance we would play in the conference finals, and here we are actually facing each other, and it's cool that we didn't play before because the mind games when it comes to building for a rematch are kind of wild, and so I think that allows us to bring our best set or best team most of the time. I had a little help from Gypsy King for with prepping for this medal. He helped me out with little ideas. At least we bounce around ideas, and yeah, shout out to that for my boy Dylan. He actually convinced me to bring Pyukumuku, which I was kind of iffy about. He also mentioned that I should bring Garbodor, which I really wanted to bring, but it, just had such a terrible matchup besides setting up T-Spike, so I'm not bringing it. So I bring a very, very fat team this week. I bring basically 4 defensive mons and Pyukumuku, Gligar, Miltank, and the Mew. Use the Ice Beam Super Fang set, mostly specially defensive with Roost and Taunt. I feel like Taunt could be helpful in case I need to wear down or I need to beat Karma and Slowbro, a Ferrothorn that wants to set up rocks on me on spikes. But he didn't even bring a slower mon than my Mew, besides obviously the Slowbro, so um, I can't really abuse Taunt, and I would have much rather have another move on there, but it's fine. It's fine. We can play around that. Super Fang and Ice Beam still is very solid coverage for that. Mew is designed to take on stuff his Zapdos, for example, his Moltres, but also stuff like his Alakazam, unless he's a Lipo variant, and it can also chew a +2 Earthquake from Garchomp, which is fine. Can take a devastating Drake from full or after rocks if I need to. So that's kind of lit, and I can knock out Garchomp after rocks with the Ice Beam if he's uninvested. So that's nice. Miltank is physically defensive. Sap Sipper, it's kinda my Ferrothorn check. If I need to switch into that. Mm. I have dual elemental punches with Ice Punch and Fire Punch, Softball, and obviously Stealth Rock. I needed I felt like I needed Ice Punch because I wanted to never give Garchomp a free substitute or a free setup. Milton can't show any hit or any 2 hits unless it's unless Garchomp already is a +2 or uses a Z move, which is kind of lit because Milton is a fat cow. I'm rocking the Rocky helmet this week. You may wonder why, but my opponent also has a Cinchino, which could go for Tail Slap, which would hurt my entire team a lot, and I would want to have a check for that at least, even though I didn't really expect to come. And Rocky Helmet also allows me to potentially get rid of a weekend Heracross by just sacking Miltank to a close combat when it's a 10% or something. I have a slower mon in front of it. I can potentially just sack it to a potential close combat and get rid of the Heracross to get a free switch or something. So any chip is kind of basically needed on his physical attackers. Gligar here is a default set. Obviously, I felt like versus my opponent's team with sticky webs, with spikes on the squad, with a lot of reliable rockers. I felt like I desperately needed Defog on the squad. Defog Roost, Wing Attack, and Toxic. Wing Attack obviously for the Mega Heracross. Gligar is my designated counter for the Herald. I can even take a +2 Rock Blast if need be, or +2 knockoff or something, and hit him with the Wing Attack to potentially put him in range for Magneton, Thunderbolt. Wing Attack plus Thunderbolt should always kill unless he's heavily invested in HP and defenses, in which case he can't run Adamant or can't run Max Attack, so that would be fine with me. Mm. Magneton is a Scarf variant. Like I felt like Magneton has an amazing matchup versus my opponent's team. Versus basically every model in the squad, but obviously with the Garchomp there, clicking Volt Switch is pretty rough. Like I can't mindlessly lock myself into electric type moves, but if I need to, I can revenge the guard jump after some chip because HPIs will do up to 95% or something. And I just need to hit the guard jump with some damage before, for example, a Rocky Helmet hit on the mill tank, and then go from there. So that Magnet can always revenge my opponent. That's why I also desperately need to keep Gligar healthy to potentially defog away the sticky webs from Masquerain. Obviously, triple stab and HPI is pretty standard. It can be a nice late game win condition if I get rid of the guard shop early for some reason, then like Volt Switch out of there on anything, like trap him in the vortex, because he always, like, once guard shop goes down, he always has to like choose fodder for like Magneton, even though stuff like Alakazam and Heracross and even Slowbro can always take one hit, but they would take massive damage, which would be nice. But I can't play mindlessly with my Magneton, obviously. Then I have the Pyukumuku into Lopunny. Like, basically, Pyukumuku is very solid as a special wall versus Greninja and Alakazam, both of which really give me trouble if they're live or modest or specs or something, because like Pyukumuku can actually take any 2 hits. But Pyukumuku is also kind of setup fodder for stuff like Garchomp and shit like that, and it can also like it can't touch the Alakazam. Like Alakazam can always come in because Pyukumuku can't Toxic it, or like it won't take damage from Toxic. So that's kind of rough. But with the slow Baton Pass, I can Baton Pass out into any Mon that wants to set up on my Pyukumuku and Encore it with my Lopunny into the setup move, be it Substitute or Sword Stance. And if like Alakazam comes in on it, I can like just take the hit, Baton Pass out into my specially defensive Mew, and then go from there, hit him with the Super Fang or with the Ice Beam to get some damage to put it in guaranteed range for Magneton to beat it. So that's kind of lit. I also have Counter and Recover obviously on this set, as well as Toxic. Counter allows me to beat a Garchomp 1v1 even if it's a sub SD set because I'm unaware obviously. I can always counter recover in order to break substitutes and in order to chip him down. Like if he crits me once or twice, that would obviously be bad, but I can at least get chip on the Garchomp with the counter, and so that Magneton can always come in and revenge, which is nice. Lopunny has dual step with return head jump kick with Toxic and Encore. Toxic was like, I always was bringing Toxic because Lopunny lures in stuff like Slowbro or Zapdos that he has on his team, even the defensive Garchomp, and getting chip with the Toxic on those mons really makes it easier for me to win the game with my bulky stuff, because then I can potentially stall them out by spamming recovery and then like going for volt switches with Magneton potentially and stuff like that. So I was also bringing Toxic. I didn't want to bring Encore at first, but Gypsy like really convinced me to bring it because like the slow Baton Pass Pyukumuku into Encore Lopunny really, like versus the setup threats he has, really gives me a very, very easy free hit, because I can always Encore and then like get a Toxic off for free, get returns off for free, get a free switch for free. It like just makes so much sense to bring it. So like I figured, yeah, I don't really need Ice Punch on my Lopunny because like even if Garchomp sets up, I can always Encore it and then like go for returns to knock it out or for 2 high jump kicks. So that's like not too big of a deal. So I guess like looking at my opponent's team, he brought a very offensive sticky webs team that I have to play around. But I felt like if I like get to break the focus sash on Masquerain early, I can always I can always like defog on stuff like Slowbro, on Garchomp if need be, on Mega Heracross if it doesn't like set up substitute in my face. Like Gligar can take any one hit besides like a Specs Ice Beam or Specs Hydro Pump from the Greninja, and I can defog on anything if I need to, which is nice. So yeah, Garchomp definitely an SD variant. I wasn't sure if he was SD and like only dual step because I brought an air balloon Mimikyu earlier in the season versus Diggersby, and I know that Bronson knows that I brought that set to counter it. It didn't work out in this one battle, but I felt like he would kind of prep for Mimikyu with the Chomper because like looking at his team, he can't like break Mimikyu too reliable. If I'm like a sub-toxic Mimikyu coming in on Chomper, it can potentially 1v1 his entire team, like just with the Shadow Claw player of combo sub-toxic. Like very, very threatening set with the air balloon potentially, even though I don't have recovery, but yeah, could potentially work out. So I felt like he was maybe going to be Poison Jab for that, but I wasn't 100% sure. Poison Jab would also make sense because I have Tangled on my team, but you never know. Masquerade, I knew that it was like a protect set to take the fake out. I knew it has sticky weapon. I knew it has Ice Beam because Ice Beam allows it to 1v1 a Gligar and get up webs guaranteed on it. Alakazam I felt like was either Focus Sash or Life Orb. I think Life Orb made more sense, but I felt like Focus Sash could actually be a nice late game win condition versus a last one Mega Lopunny that guaranteed outspeed and guaranteed goes down sadly to an Alakazam. So he can always take the return and then like knock me out. Greninja, I felt like Specs or Life Orb was guaranteed. I could consider like Life Orb 3 attacks like with like dual stab and Ice Beam or something. With the taunt could be very detrimental versus my team. Like it could really shut down everything on my squad. If I like, especially Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku is my designated switch, and if he runs taunt Greninja, I'm kind of screwed and I have to sack him on all the time, which is really rough. But yeah, I have to play around that. Heracross, I felt like it kinda had a move slot syndrome, but I'm definitely expecting an SD variant just because it breaks my team really reliable. Besides the Gligar, obviously, and if he has knockoff, then that's kind of bad. So yeah, we'll just see. Like I figure like obviously defensive Slowbro to take on Mega Lopunny and shit like that. But we hop right into game as I lead off with my Mega Lopunny. You're definitely in for a very good battle. Like it was a really fun match. Really came down to the wire, so I definitely enjoyed it. When he leads off with his Masquerade as I fire just fire off a return, as he goes for Protect just as I expected. On this next turn I will just go for the Encore because I don't want to have webs go up turn 1. He goes for Protect, it fails, and then on the next turn he goes for another Protect as I go for Toxic. I will just spam Toxic here because he has to like bring in something. It is the Slowbro that I catch with the Toxic, which is nice. Like I think it was one of his better choices, like his best choices to Toxic because Garchomp and Terracross are both set up because one of them is substitute, you can't allow it to get poisoned, and going hard into Gren or Alakazam on a Lopunny would have been a very interesting choice because like if they get hit by a return they get to a KO guaranteed. So felt like that wasn't a play. So Slowbro, his play of choice here, pretty fine with me. I can just go into my Mew, I think. No, I go into my Pyukumuku on this turn. As he pulls a double into Garchomp, I will just go for the slow Baton Pass here, I think. As I sadly like Baton Pass the Intimidate out into my Lopunny, but I will just fire off another return here to break its Focus Sash, and my opponent actually pulls the Stun Spore out of his ass. I never saw that coming, and this is huge. Like a paralyzed Lopunny is so bad versus my opponent's team. Like it was really, I kind of felt I lost already because now I can't use the Baton Pass into Encore Lopunny strat on an SD Garchomp or an SD Heracross because I don't outspeed anymore. That's like really rough. But yeah, what can you do? I will switch out here into my Magneton as my opponent gets up his sticky webs. I will fire off a Flash Can, no, an HP Ice, I think, on his Protect. I kind of forgot about Protect there. Felt like I had a very free hit or free kill, but yeah, he had Protect and was able to scout for my hidden power as I will go back into my Pyukumuku as he like puts the very obvious double into slow or very obvious switch into Slowbro. He gets whittled up down by the Toxic, which is fine. I can Baton Pass out again. No, I spam Toxic here at first because like, I felt he maybe want to go hard into Chomp to set up or something. I might go for another Toxic here. I'm not quite sure. I definitely go for. No, I go for the Baton Pass. Okay, like I knew I went for Toxic at some point. I can go into my Magneton. I don't really need the speed. I still outspeed the Slowbro most very like it's very probable that I still outspeed the Slowbro, and I can fire off either a double or the Flash Cannon here to like get a hit off. I decided to make a double switch because with Garchomp around, I just can't lock myself into Volt Switch like it or Thunderbolt. Like just doesn't make sense. I don't want him to get a free switch, and now that my Lopunny is actually it is actually paralyzed. So I go into my Mew. So my opponent sent out his Masquerade sacking it, which was a very smart play. I maybe should have gone for the Volt Switch here. I let my Mew get Stun Spot here to knock out the Masquerade. I actually like kind of want my Mew to to be paralyzed rather than getting scald burned or toxic by a potential slowbro, toxic slowbro obviously, because like that would really hinder my chances to like beat Garchomp, beat Heracross, beat Alakazam with the Mew. Mm. Obviously, you don't ever want to play around with Yellow Magic, but I felt like getting paralyzed wasn't too big of a deal, and I felt like gauging from the return damage, he had a chance to be like a very bulky variant, depending depending on if he was max HP or bold or something. And I wasn't sure if I if he, like ran no speed or something, in which case I could have outsped, I think. But not sure, but maybe I'm like completely wrong. Goes into this Heracross, I will just go hard into my Gligar. My opponent makes a very smart play, doesn't go for a setup, goes for the knockoff like on the first turn, and I lose my Eviolite. So things are looking like shit right now. But I'm like it's 20 at 74.3%, which like still gives me out of everything, out of range for everything he wants to go for, and I have a very free defog here, and I can get rid of these webs. My opponent makes the hard double into Greninja. Had I gone for the U-turn here, would have taken a lot of damage, and like I could have gotten a free switch into Pyukumuku and then like recover stall him a little bit and like try to see what he can do. But the default also was very obvious, so it wasn't like a bad play per se or something. I default here, now I have to go into my Pyukumuku because it can actually take any 2 hits. Even from this range, if he specs, I can take those after after that those. It does 43% damage, and this is timid specs Greninja, which is really annoying. I have to recover up here. If he flinches me, I'm like in a very bad spot. But yeah, I can recover up. This first time. On this next turn, I will pull a switch into my. No, I will go for Toxic here, expecting him to maybe switch out. I felt like he was trying to condition me into going for a recover, so he gets a free switch into Garchomp or Mega Heracross, which actually would have been really annoying. And I can't like play passively around threats like that, even if like a threat like Greninja is in front of me. So I go to my Lopunny knowing that I can take 2 Dark Pulses with ease, even 3 potentially. Like the max rolls are like 37% or something, or 35. Just 33.6. I like go for the return on this next turn, like just to knock it out. Like I gotta be sure. Like I can't, like even though Slowbro is a very reliable switch, I have the easy switch into Pyukumuku back where I can recover up because Scarf plus Sideshow potentially is he needs a burn or a roll to kill, or 2 rolls to kill me. So he kind of was like kind of safe there. So I go for the return. So my opponent actually decides to stay in a Dark Pulses. I don't really agree with this play because afterwards he told me try to catch a double into Pyukumuku, which in my opinion was never the play. Like I wasn't risking any more mons around this threat. Like I felt like I needed to revenge the Greninja, but yeah, like kind of made a read that made a play that I don't agree with because like Greninja does so much with my team. If he keeps it alive, Greninja can potentially guaranteed win the game. If he like chips down Milting a little more and get some chip on the Mew or like para flinches me, it can like just spam Dark Pulse and win the game once he like gets rid of the Magneton. And with Greninja around, should he like kill my Pyukumuku, I'm always forced to T-Bolt or Volt Switch with my Magneton, in which case he has a very free switch to Garchomp. So I don't agree with him sacking Greninja here at all. I will go for another return. Lopunny's kind of used to that. I hope I live. He got 2 kind of high rolls, but now he gets a lower roll. I live and land the return, thankfully. So yeah, that's nice. Like otherwise I would have been in a really bad spot. But now Garchomp comes in. I have to Encore here in case he wants to set up, but he just makes a smart play, goes for the Dragon Claw. I could have gone into Miltank there, but had he SD'd up, I would have basically lost the game right there because SD Chomper at this point, if he has a Z move, Okos my entire team from full. Basically, if I go hard Miltank, unless like yeah, he would have probably gone in for the Z move on my Miltank, knock it out. Earthquake kills Magneton and Pyukumuku from full. He can live an Ice Beam from Mew, and like with an Outrage could potentially like just knock me out. And then like Gligar obviously goes down to an Outrage as well. So depending on how I played that, I could have lost right there if he set up in my face. So I had to Encore there. And like Lopunny didn't do anything anymore for me because it was 2% and paralyzed. So I go into my Muna. I can fire off a free Ice Beam. I'm not playing around at all with the threat that is Garchomp. Brings in Slowbro, expecting me to Ice Beam probably, but that's fine. I can like potentially recover stall with this. The C reveals to be the signal beam, and reveals to be faster. I don't actually I didn't actually see that on this first turn, but yeah, like he outspent me and gets a crit, which did quite a lot, but I can still like recover up versus the slow roll, obviously softball up and like chip it down with the toxic, and still I'm at a nice amount of health. But I'm definitely playing a very dangerous game here because I'm paralyzed, obviously. So on this next turn, I go for a Super Fang again, not trying to give him a free switch in. I see like it's slowly getting chipped down, which is nice. But now I have to like I guaranteed have to softball. If I lose my Mew, that's wild. And he goes for the signal beam and gets the confusion. Like that is really rough. Like confused and paralyzed. Like Mew, if like Mew doesn't pull through and gets the softball off, I basically lost the game right there to Garchomp as well as the Alakazam, which is really really rough. I like would have needed like 17 sacks to beat both Garchomp and Alakazam with my Mega Heracross, with my Magneton. That would have been like shit. But do I pull through? Yes, I do. For somehow I don't even know how I pull through and get back up to 82%, which pulls me out of range for the Earthquake. Heracross comes in now. I obviously have to go back into my. No, I go into my Magneton actually, as my opponent goes for a sub. I felt like this was a spot where he had to set up guaranteed with the Heracross. I could have stayed in, go for the Super Fang to like break his substitute, but I didn't want him to give him a free SD. Like Super Fang would have just done the 50% obviously, and then like I would have been in a bad spot either way. So I go into Magneton hard on his hit because I knew he was never going for the attack there. Had he knocked off, I already lost the game, but I was pretty convinced he would use this as an opportunity to set up with the Heracross because he had seen 3 of my moves, and like if he sees coverage for Heracross after going for substitute, he can just knock me out with the knockoff. Felt like substitute was a very safe play there. So I go into Magneton, Voltage out into my Gligas. He goes for the Sword Stance. Adamant Mega Heracross plus 2 Pin Missile is actually like does 77% max, so and I'm at 74.7. It's like he needs 5 really really high rolls to knock me out. If he doesn't knock me out, I can fire off a wing attack and put in range for the next for any next hit from my Magneton. Even the HP Ice was a chance to knock him out after getting wing attack damage off. So he goes for the Pin Missile on this next turn. 16%, 13%, 15, 16, and 14 to knock me out. So like he got like 4 really really high rolls to knock me out, which is kind of unfortunate because now I have to sack even more mons to the Heracross. I go for the Voltage here with my Magneton and get a crit. I contemplated going for Thunderbolt because I felt like he could potentially try to sub up on my next hit to get at least 2 more kills, but I wasn't 100% sure if he would do it. So I was just going for Voltage, and I get a crit. Definitely mad because now he can't set up a substitute, which he actually will go for. So I go into my Pyukumuku because I don't need it anymore because everything kills me. And he goes for a sub and can't do shit, which is kind of rough. But he has a free Pin Missile obviously here. Just fire off a recover in case he wanted to like set up even more. Now I can kill him with the HP Ice because he's just in range for that. And yeah, Heracross goes down. I needed to sack 2 months to it, but yeah, that's what happens. So he brings in Garchomp, and I know Magneton can't kill unless it's Modest, and he probably knows that I'm not Modest because Modest doesn't outspeed Greninja or Alakazam, which is rough. I contemplated like, is he a Scarf Garchomp? Like that could have been the case. By the way, he brought it in, but I felt like there was no chance he would waste would waste the Scarf on Garchomp because SD is so good versus me. So I decided to save my Magneton here. I'm really trying to figure out how to win this game, and I think the play is to go into Miltank, potentially get an Ice Punch off in case he's Yachi Berry, or like get some get some chip in case he wants to go for Orbit with the Rocky Helmet, in which case he would guaranteed go down to my HPIs from Magneton. So I have to go into Miltank here, hoping that he would like would be Scarf or something. He goes for the Earthquake. I would fire off an Ice Punch here, but he goes for the Devastating Drag, and like if he is a Jolly set, which I felt like he would have to be versus my team because I have a Mimikyu and a Mew, he got 2 of the like too close to max rolls with his moves, especially with the Earthquake. The Earthquake would have been like the second highest roll he would have gotten, and the Devastating Drake was also a roll to knock me out. If he was adamant, the rolls were definitely in his favor and were guaranteed to knock me out, I think. But I wasn't sure. Like afterwards, he told me he was adamant, but and like I kind of believe him, but I still think that it doesn't make sense with me. Milton goes down sadly. Now I have to go into my Mew, go for the Ice Beam here, and then try to win with the Flash Cannon because Flash Cannon will knock out Garchomp after the Ice Beam damage, obviously, and then I had to rely on him being Focus Blast Zammer that misses versus me. So that was basically my chance to win this game at this point. I could have also spammed softballs here unless I was like at full to guarantee take 2 Earthquakes, but I could never play around with him going for SD or with any like full para. If I don't get this Ice Beam damage off, I'm kind of screwed. So Mew pulls through again, and Garchomp gets frozen, which is like unfortunate as fuck for my opponent. Like that's like really rough. It still would have come down to Alakazam hitting a Focus Blast versus my Magneton, but obviously this 70% chance is higher than thawing out, obviously, which is only 10%. Yes, you might want to argue that it makes up for the like really high rolls that he got on my Gligar, because then I didn't have to sack more mons to the Heracross, but I also got the crit with Magneton, which meant that I like I was good to go for like one more voltage to knock it out, or for the HPIs. Like it basically is like the rolls that he got already were made up for me because of critting, which is a fair argument. But Mew pulls through and freezes him, which is like bullshit as fuck. Like I hate doing that, but like what happens? Like it's the game we play. Like when we played this game 3 hours ago, I played my NPL Week 6 battle and I got hexed the fuck out of me. Like it happens to everyone. What can I do? Like this time I get lucky. I'm not feeling bad or anything. It obviously sucks for my phone, but it's part of the game. Like you play Pokemon, you get hexed at some point. Yes, it sucks that it's in the semifinals, but it still would have come down to hitting a Focus Blast with the Zammer. I softballed up here obviously so that I can take 2 hits from Alakazam. Garchomp stays frozen. I pull through again with the Ice Beam, and Garchomp goes down. At this point, I could still lose this game if my Mew gets fully parried, so I figured I could potentially go hard into Magneton here and like Voltage out, because I know I can take the Shadow Ball, Voltage out, break his Sash if he has one, and then kill with Thunderbolt after like he 2-hit KOs my Mew potentially. Like it could have been the safest play, but if he plays on me choking, he would go for the Focus Blast, and if he hits that, I'm in a very bad spot, because then I need to softball stall him, hit him with the Super Fang, hit him with 2 more Ice Beams, softball up a couple times, don't get Spadefra with Shadow Ball and shit like that. So I felt like I have 2 chances here if he's Focus Sash to get a Super Fang on Ice Beam off. Super Fang was the best play because it puts him in range guaranteed for a Thunderbolt, depending on the set, but yeah, like I basically felt it was the safest play instead of going into Magneton, because going Magneton could have been a super wild choke if he decided to like just go for it and click the Focus Blast button, and like because that could have been a play because it hits the Magneton on the switch, and it also like plays around with paras that I can always get. Like you can't get parried 17 times in a row, and you could say it would have been deserved because I froze his Garchomp. So Mew gets the Super Fang off, and now I have the game won. He doesn't kill me with the next Shadow Ball. I'm definitely not playing around with like anything anymore. Like I'd go for Ice Beam to guarantee any kill, even if it's like AV or something. I'd definitely get the kill on Alakazam. Now Scarf Magneton coming through in the end game and getting the last kill. Yeah, that was an interesting game. Came really down to the wire. Came down to lots of rolls and hacks, in my opinion, as you saw. Good game to my opponent Bronson. He really had a phenomenal season, and he really impressed me with his prep. Like he brought some very smart sets that I like definitely under prepped for. I like never saw the stun ball coming, which was really smart on his part to get the speed control versus Lopunny. Because looking at his team, like Lopunny once Slowbro is toxic, can pull through versus everything on the squad besides obviously Mega Hera, but can pick off weakened stuff like Garchomp, like Alakazam, like Greninja, like getting these stun spots was very smart. Also, like the knockoff Mega Heracross really made sense to beat the Gligar 1v1. Really smart brings on his part. Sucks that he got hexed with the freeze, but he still would have needed to hit the Focus Blast, so it still has at least a 30% chance to win the game, which isn't a lot, obviously. Like he put himself into a great position to win, but unfortunately the game said no, fuck you, Bronson, and he got frozen and lost the game because of that. It's rough, but it's the game we play. Like I'm like never apologizing for shit like Hex again, because we all have been on one end on one side of Hex. Like when you see my NPL battle tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Monday, you would see that I got hexed the fuck again this week. I got hexed in NPL week 5, and like it's like just part of the game. You get hexed eventually, so what can you do? So yeah, we are moving on to the finals, where we'll face either Bill Standish or Draft the King, which will actually be really hype. Like we played week 1 where he beat me, and like we have a little bit of a history, so I definitely want want a rematch in the finals where I can crown myself the champion of the PMC again, because I'm the GOAT and I have to win this league again. I can't like now after getting lucky versus Bronson, I can't be stopped in the finals. Hopefully, I really wanna win that one, obviously. So yeah, we made it to the finals with the Heat squad, which is really nice. Like obviously, I brought Pyukumuku to a lot of games. I brought some fun sets this season, and yeah, I'm kind of proud to make it to the finals with the squad, because it really was a challenge. My defensive core was kind of ass until I picked up Milting, and even now it's like still, as you see, it's still like just shut down by wall breakers. Like everything can break through it basically, because I basically have 17 physically defensive mons, but special attackers shit on me, or like SD sets that can just plow through my team. But I still have enough offense to make up for it, even though my speed tiers are trash. I can like always play around it, I guess. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely check out Bronson's side. He played a phenomenal game in my opinion. He really had me beat at some point if he connects the Focus Blast, but obviously you saw what happened. But yeah, definitely go check him out. He's a good dude. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like in the comment if you did enjoy this match, and yeah, catch you in week 6 of the MPL on Monday, and obviously in the finals whenever that goes up. So yeah, see ya guys.